Okay, here we start out with the boiler room. This is the old OpenGL system, and you see the tank levels, see the percentages of level, and different steam pressures and steam flows. Here's the administration building, and I show the plenums, their temperatures, and how they deliver heat to the different rooms. Here's some pumps that deliver to the main building over in Costa Mesa. It shows the different things, what's taking place. There's a chiller room, a million gallons of water. It's always full, but here it shows the different levels and their temperatures, and I have sensors all the way up, and you can see valves or their position that they're open, and different things about the chiller room, like the chillers are yellow, so I can see some of them are on. White squares of valves are on. Let's see. Pumps are on here. Out of 3 pumps on the bottom right, you can see one of them is on, the other ones are off. And this system is running right now down in Costa Mesa. This is the main kitchen. These are walk-in boxes, and you can see the different temperatures by looking at the color of the boxes. And also I have text floating showing the actual temperatures. So this is quite a large kitchen, and you can see all the doors are currently closed. Here's the penthouse of the main 4-story building, and it shows the supply air coming to the main building, the hot plenum, cold plenum, and their set points and temperatures. And this is just showing how I could create forms that they could select different parameters. Here I'm forcing all the inputs to change so you can see what takes place of, how if you're at a distance and you see that something is red, you know there's something wrong. If it's pink, you know it's going to go wrong. It's heading towards an alarm point. The administration building, I show how when the inputs change, you can look up the screen and see what's taking place in the penthouse of that building. And let's see, what else do I have here? I'm sorry. Chiller room. I wanted to show what happens when parameters change, flow rates, temperatures, pressures, kilowatt usage, all the different things that take place in the chiller room. And then show the electrical room, main kitchen, of course. Here you can see when the doors open, they turn red and go large, emphasizing the fact that door is open, which you don't want. You don't want a vegetable box or whatever to stay open very long. And the temperatures, of course. So you can see that everything changes color by temperature. So it's a quick indication as you look up at the screen. The penthouse, and then let's see, anything else here? Yeah, I think I go into the program itself, I think. Let's see, here I click on a button showing that you can change parameters in the system and connect buttons to those parameters. Okay, what's next? Oh yeah, now the programs themselves that are visual, and you can see what they are doing while they are running, and you can change them. This got, I think, almost 2,000 cubes. Each cube represents a kind of a thought. Here I show an input and a trigger. The input, you can see the little arrows point inwards. That means it's connected to a particular sensor. And I'll show that in a minute. And you can see how they're changing from blue to red. That means the changing value. Here I clicked on that and I showed the input changing, and here's the input changing also, but it triggers at 44. It'll send a true or a false on the output, and that is represented by those cubes that are flowing from and to, and you can see all the connections and what they are doing. So there's different cubes do different things, and they evaluate different things. And see, what do I have next? These are the schematics or the controls that sit inside the scenes. And not sure what I'm going to do here. But you can see that they're all their connections. The little purple ones are animation cubes, which I'm not using anymore in Unreal, but here I did them with OpenGL. So when you click on one, you get all the parameters for it. I had to go into authoring mode here. And let's say I want to select a particular key and change it. So you can see at the bottom of the tank, you can see you can set the colors for whatever temperature input, pressure input, or whatever value comes in. You can set and see the actual changes that you've made, so that you know by looking at the color what temperature that particular sensor is at. And that is used in will be used in Unreal also. But Unreal is a lot more powerful, of course, so I can do a lot more than what I'm doing here. Everything here is very simple, color sizing, maybe some rotations or whatever. I'm clicking on a trigger here, color trigger, and it's an alarm. Yeah, it's an alarm, and then you get an alarm that actually talks. So there's a talker. So it says, hey, you've got an alarm here, or this is high, this is low, or whatever, and you can set all those. It'd be interesting how I pass that information on. Here's boiler alarms to Unreal over the internet if you're looking at any particular thing. You click on alarm, and it shows you all the different parameters you can set for the alarms. You know, where you can play a WAV file, or you can play a text. And if you want the alarm to log, if you want an acknowledge box to pop up so that someone has to actually acknowledge the fact that the alarm has taken place, which is really important in power plants. You want the people to know that you've had an alarm, you know. Otherwise, what am I clicking on? Oh, yeah, all the different controls I have throughout the system here can be listed in one table here, showing what schematics they exist in and different parameters about them. And let's see, admin control. Here I show the actual control of the hot decks, and using PIDs and function blocks, you know, where you change, say, 0 to 24 to 0 to 100, like 24 milliamps is a range for some of the controls. I'm showing I'm showing all the different types of controls that you can create: animation, scene-based, special, communication, video. All of these work differently. Like on and off is something that just simply goes on and off, and you want to have controls that work with just on and offs. Analogs is range-based controls. It also accepts strings, and you know. So I think just about everything is covered as far as controlling something that you would want to do. Here I show the admin north and south hot plenum reset schedule, and that shows that you can change one value, say 0 to 5 volts on Arduino, and convert that to 0 to 100%, and then send it into a metering control or whatever. So it's all here.